Welcome back to the 5x5. I'm your host, David, and this is The Drive. Got back in a routine of doing these, although I said I have been doing them, but I don't know. So I'm not even going to talk about it. It's The Drive. I'm David, and I'm here right now. Oh, man, it has been a crazy, crazy day. Well, crazy in the sense that the weather has been really, really good. I think we reached 61 today, and it's really sad when you are happy for 61-degree days and 32-degree nights. But it's doable. Like right now, since I've gotten my second win, because I'm leaving work, it's 12 o'clock. I want to go out, but I'm not going to because I'm old. So I'm going home and finish up this season of the first season of House of Cards. Even though that shit has gotten real, for real. So I don't know why I didn't watch it, but like I told you guys before, I don't watch political dramas. That's why I don't watch Scandal, and that's a scandal because I don't watch Scandal. But I have been watching House of Cards. I'm on chapter, I think it'll be 11, 12, and 13. I have to finish for the first season. But anyhow, back to the day. It was like I said, it was a good day. I did a lot of running, and the search continues. The search continues. If you listen to my Fanboy Weekly show, I haven't one tomorrow night, but if you listen to one of my Fanboy Weekly shows, a couple weeks ago, I have been looking for a particular comic book that's Lois Lane. It was actually called Superman's Girlfriend, Lois Lane, and it's issue 106. And 106 is where Lois Lane turns into a black woman for a day, and it's set in the 70s. During the well, kind of like not really the civil rights, that was after the civil rights, but still about the struggle. And she wanted to be a black person for today to see what it's like. And from what I've seen online and some of the pages, it seems funny to me because I want to see how the comic creators tackled that subject matter. In the 70s. That was before I was born. But it was on Comic Book Man a few weeks ago, so that's why this comic is, it's not that it's really, really hot. People want it. Not that it's going to be worth any money. I think it's priced at $121 in mint condition. And so, not that I'm looking for a mint condition one. It's not the reason why I want it. I want it for my collection, but I just want it because it's interesting, And so the search continues. So today I went to. My car is wobbling. I don't know what's going on. I need a new tire, and this tire is wearing me out. It was low earlier, and I think I have a broken belt in it. Yeah, it's worse than it was earlier. I'm gonna have to get it changed tomorrow or something because I can't do this. It's just annoying me. So, but this is what you get to hear when you're on the drive with me. All my kind of impromptu talk about just about anything. And wow, there's actually, to be midnight, there's a lot of people on the road, which I was kind of surprised that, because normally when I leave, maybe because the weather's been kind of bad, normally I leave and there's nobody out. I'm the only car on the street when I'm going home, but tonight's not that night. Anyway, there's my anyways. I'm going to stop saying that, I promise you, because I'm really, really working on stop saying it. So anytime I say anyway, I kind of pause. I'm like, oh, I said it again. See, but what do you say? What do you say? Help me out. But like I said, so I went to a flea market today where they used to sell comic books, and a guy there actually knew what comic book. Now he might have seen it or he might have been hearing about it, but when I asked him for a particular issue, because in this particular flea market they used to sell a lot of comic books, I've gotten a lot of my comic books there over the years. Some old issues are nothing that's really special, but that's the one thing about people who don't know comic books and how to value them. I've seen a lot of old issues today of just different stuff. I've seen an old issue of a Barbie #1. They had $12.95 on it. And they had it all displayed up nice, but the person had put a big orange sticker right on front of the cover. And I'm going to go home and check and see. I should have checked earlier how much it's worth, but they had put a big orange sticker right on the front cover. So that automatically, it doesn't have any value anymore. There's no value to that comic book. I'll give you 50 cents for it just to say I have a Barbie #1 as a comic collector. And then it had some other stuff that was wrong with it, but they had $12.95. I don't know what the price of it is. It might be correct, but with all that, the wear and then the sticker, because you can't take the sticker off without ruining the front panel. So I'm like, if you guys knew. And that's the same with the guys at the flea market. They have like I said, they have old issues, but then they have all these stickers and stuff on them, trying to sell them. And I'm like, yeah, that's not right. You need to do something about that ASAP. That's neither here nor there. Let's see. Something was going on the street. I had to see what was going on. And then my thing is, I work for a lot of. I've worked in retail management. I've been a salesperson. I've been a selling manager. I've done all these things, so I know how to make a sale. And this is not just for the flea market. I know some of those guys. They don't know. A lot of the people are just there because it's like kind of a hobby to them, or they don't have nothing else to do. They're trying to get rid of all this junk that they have. And like I said the other day, one man's trash is another man's treasure, so they say. And I was there, but when I go to a real brick and mortar store that's actually sells stuff, I expect a certain amount of salesmanship. And I've been trying to write a letter. Not trying. I've written the letter twice, but I haven't emailed it to the place. Because, I'm like, I don't want to come off being snotty or snooty or uppity or a know-it-all, which that's part of my whole Virgo personality. Damn it. I've caught every light on the way home, and that's unusual too. But I don't want to come off really snooty and trying to tell somebody how to run their business. But one of the jobs that I had where I was in sales management. And I learned because I didn't know it all at the time, but this company kind of groomed me and taught me a lot of things. And my thing is, well, not even that. What I learned was when you have somebody in your store, you do have the what we used to call them looky-loos that just look and they waste your time, especially if you're on commission. I guess it makes it a little bit more important. But you have the looky-loos who's looking, but then you actually have people. Not everybody comes in your store just to look around, and so I think you have this one particular store. You have too many people around your cash register, and when you're addressing them, trying to either sell them something or buy something from them or ask a question about a particular item or merchandise, you get some flippant answer, and I'm like, that is so rude. You couldn't work for me. You couldn't. I'm paying you to sell. I'm not paying for you to be a cashier. And that's when I worked when I was in sales management, and that was our motto. We're not paying you to be a cashier. If you want to make money, and I guess when you have sales, you should have incentives, and like there's other sales establishments where I worked at where there were incentives to sell. And so, you have to give your salespeople something to work toward. Even if it's a pizza party at the end of the week, if you guys move this much of particular merchandise, I'm going to give you X, Y, Z. It doesn't matter what it is. I just need you to sell, because this particular store, I'm like, you're not moving anything. The same stuff has been there forever and a day, one, and for two, you're not pricing aggressively, and so this is part of my letter where I was trying to tell them, I'm like, you need to shop your competition. And part of my one sales job, it was my job to shop the competition, see what they were pricing, like merchandise, what prices they were marking it at, and then counter with something better. And if it was, pretty much in the same ballpark as of what the merchandise was. And so we've had two. This particular place, they sell used DVDs and records, and all the good stuff is up by the door. So the stuff that people normally people coming for DVDs and Blu-rays. So you walk right in and then you miss half the store. I'm like, put it in the back, make a nice big section in the back, and, display it to where it's inviting, but people have to walk through your store to get to it. Not with this place. And I'm like, should I say that? And then with your salespeople, a lot of them are uninformed, and, they have some comic books, and I want to tell them, get out of the comic book market, because this is not your niche. You need to. They have these comic books, and again, they have prices on the comic book, and so they have old issues, but you ruin the comic book by having stickers on it. And there's one guy there that wanted to date my niece, and not that I didn't like him, but some people just aren't good enough for your niece. But that's me being overprotective. And I'll date anybody. No, not really. And so, he always gives me a lot of attitude for no reason, and I'm like, dude. You obviously do not know, not that you don't know what you're doing. I'm sure he knows what he's doing for the job. But if you're going to be an asset to your employer, then you need to grow the business. And you're not growing the business. I hate to see a place where your business is stagnant. And then I went to a second store looking for that Lois Lane comic book. And I told you about that. The one guy was kind of nasty, didn't want to do it, really didn't want to look. And so I went there a second time, and I talked to, I think he's either the co-owner or the manager, but he's been there for a long time. I've been, since I was in college, I've been buying comic books for this particular store. And I was telling about the issue, and I said, well, it was on Comic Book Man the other day. You need to stay hip. And like I said about my one job, we had to be up on the fashions. We had to know what was current. And, Comic Book Man, not that it's the best show on TV and it's just another reality show, but it's current. And what surprised me today at the flea market, when I asked the guy about the particular book, he knew. So if I go back to that flea market and he has something that I want to, I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to him, because that's current information. You knew what it was. And this particular guy, he was really, the owner, co-owner, whatever he is, was really flippant about it. And we have a comic book festival coming to town, or a Comic Con, like a San Diego Comic Con or a Dragon Con. We're having the first annual one here, and I said, how are you guys going to participate? And he was like, I do this stuff all day. You think I want to waste a weekend doing that? It's for your business. Yes, you have, because your store is empty. Just like the one store I was talking about earlier, your store is empty. You're not doing anything to entice people, especially when there's somebody that has come into town that's in your market, and they're stealing all your business because, one, your employees are cashiers and they're not selling. You have to sell. That's what retail is. And when you go out there, they're like, what can I help you find? What do you need? Oh, have you, and then suggestive purchasing. Suggestive selling. You buy one thing. Well, we got this. You buy this. They do things. Now, right now, they have 50% off stuff. They're killing you. And I just want to tell them that because the DVD business and the Blu-ray business, they have lost on me because the other place does it a lot better and the prices are more aggressive. And I'm like, y'all need to step up to the plate, because you're not doing it. So do I send a letter and do I say, you guys, this is what you need to do. So like I said, I've managed, I've been through the May Company department store executive management training program. Not that that means anything, but I have. I was one of the chosen few that got to do it. But I don't understand if you want to grow your business, you want to be relevant in your market, not just because you've been here. There is something about, having longevity in your market and being here and always have been here. Like I said, this one place, both places have been here. There's like 3 comic stores here in town. 2 of them have been here since I was in college, And the thing is, they do other things. Like they sell used books and they do trades. But the games, and it's like the one place that sells used DVDs. I wanted to trade DVDs one time, and the guy that wanted to date my niece, yeah, we don't need none of those. Well, the reason why you don't need any of those because you're not selling anything. You need to price these things. And thing is, and I told them before, in there, I'm like, they have some relatively new DVDs and Blu-rays. I'm like, you know what? You can go to Target and get this about $4 cheaper. And they don't care. Not at all. Not at all. And there was another store in town. I got my mouth. There's another store in town that's in that same market, but they're also a music store. But now they offer a little bit more. If you want to digitally buy an album, they'll put it on a CD for you at no charge. They do other things to bring people into the store, and that store is always packed. And I think they're overpriced. I'm like, give me a break. So you need to be a salesperson. And that's not just, selling because you work at a retail establishment. You have to sell yourself at your job. You have to sell yourself to new friends. You have to sell yourself to a new potential mate. And I think that's what I took away from the one job that I did hate because I didn't like the company politics. But I did take away from that job that you're always selling. Whether you think you're a salesperson or not, you're always selling. And I guess when you translate that into real life, not in a store, how people approach you, how people respond to you, how people receive you, I think you have to be selling yourself. And not to be bragging about yourself, oh, I'm this, that, and the other, because a lot of people, they think they're not good salespeople to that extent. Me personally, I keep it real, I'm just me, but this is what I have to offer. Whether I'm trying to date someone, whether trying to move up, and I don't work in retail anymore. Whether I'm trying to progress myself in my job, because that's why, like you heard the other day on the show, I sell my skills, I sell my ability, and my aptitude. That's one of my biggest selling features, my aptitude and my ability to critical think and figure things out and get things done with the least amount of problems. And so you're always selling, and I didn't really realize that until walking in that store the other day. I'm like, you're always on display, whether you want to be or not. Somebody's always watching you. Somebody's always, checking for you, so to speak. And I think you always have to be you don't have to always be in your game because we're all human. But I think if you want to progress in this life, you want to progress in this world, I think you have to be a salesperson and not the one that sells shoes or sells furniture or sells cars, because there are some bad, good salespeople, but I think you just have to put your best foot forward and stress your good points. And so I don't know. Should I and sell your good points? I should say, and be confident in who you are. And then a lot of people mistake my confidence for arrogance, and I might be a little arrogant. I don't know, but a lot of people mistake my confidence because I carry myself a certain way because people. I want that respect, and that's what I'm trying to. I guess that's what I'm buying. I'm selling myself to buy some respect. Does that make sense? Maybe not, but you know what I'm trying to say. So I think you have to be cognizant of the fact that if you want to progress in this world, in this life, no matter like school, you want to get like in a nursing program, you have to sell yourself. Even if you have the grades to make it, you have to sell yourself, and it's difficult. But if you're not, if somebody's not buying what you're selling, then you're not going to get sold. And that's what I wish I could have this conversation with the owner of the company. Like, do I send the Facebook email? Because I'm like, well, that guy probably does the Facebook account for this particular company, for this particular store. And, I don't want to come off all, arrogant, but I think it needs to be said because, I'm going to give you 2 years and you're not going to be here anymore because retail space is not cheap, and plus these are huge stores and it's not a chain. It's like a mom and pop thing that kind of popped up, several years ago. Like they've been here for a while, but now that you have new people coming to the market doing what you do 10 times better, it's time to take your customers back. And when you have somebody in your building, take them out of the market. That's all. Take them out of the market. If I want this sale, I had to sell it to you. And thing is, here it is. Even if it's more, make me buy something else, justify the reason why it's more. Give me the reason to come back into your store, because right now I can take that place, I can take it or leave it, because I know I can go to a place that's an additional 3 miles away, and spend the gas money and come out still cheaper and with a better experience and a better customer experience. The thing is, I should be one of those secret shoppers. I was going to do that once. You get them emails, but they all seem so scamish. But I know people who actually, they secret shop for a living, but they used to pay. Now they'll give you like a coupon for the store. Anybody got time for that? Anyhow, I think I have rambled enough. I normally don't talk this long on these, but I just got on a tangent. I just couldn't stop myself. Thank you guys for listening. As always, you can check me out at the 5x5 on Twitter or the blog, the5x5.blogspot.com, or check me out on Facebook. And don't forget to give us a like, facebook.com/the 5x5, completely spelled out. And the other two addresses, the fives are numeric. And we are on iTunes now. The drive is on iTunes. Hopefully we'll get a new audience on iHeartRadio. I haven't really decided if I'm going to go that route. But we'll be here, and you'll be able to hear the episodes wherever, however, whenever you want to. Thank you guys for listening. I'm David. This is The Drive, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.